couple videos out by the time this one comes out, but I want to apologize now for how much I've been touching and playing with my hair in the videos. I haven't edited anything I filmed yet, but I just got my hair done today and I really didn't care for the way that the hairstylist styled my hair post-cut, and so I've been really fidgeting with it, but I've been loving the color, which has also contributed to why I've been touching my hair, so I'm sorry if it's been really distracting, but that's just how it is. Today I'm here to do a Little Women book tag to go with my spoiler-free spoiler book review and the movie review. I got the prompts here from thisstoryaintover. I really highly recommend checking out her channel. She's some really awesome content, especially bookish content. So it starts off with the question, who is your favorite Little Woman? Within the sister group, I would have to say Jo, because that's who I identified with the most. As an adult, I really want to say Marmee, because although the religious part is not really in line with my beliefs, the way she parents is definitely something I aspire to by allowing them to grow by themselves but giving them guidance when needed. But that is a story for another day. These prompts are broken down into each sister, and there's 2 prompts per sister, starting with my personal favorite of the sisters, Jo. First prompt, name a book that you wish you wrote because you thought it was so amazing. For me, I'm gonna say Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. I know a lot of people really love this book. For me, it's my absolute favorite reread. I read it at least once a year, and I just adore it. The entire story just satisfies something deep and wholesome in my cravings, and I can't get enough of it. And if I could have taken credit for writing a book like that, I would be over the moon. Name a book where the heroine's journey is more important than her romance. And for me, this is actually going to be a recent read for me. And I would have to say it is The Book of Lost Names by Kristen Harmel. Or Harmel, whatever. I'm very sorry. I don't know how it's pronounced. And even though there is a pretty significant love interest in this book, what she's doing to me is way more important and way more tragic and amazing than having a love interest. And if you love World War II historical fiction, especially if you enjoyed parts of All the Lights We Cannot See and The Lilac Girls, I highly recommend this book. And that is all of our Jo prompts. So now we're moving on to our second sister, the oldest sister, Meg. Name a book with the supporting cast that makes the book for you. For this one, I went with Every Heart a Doorway by Shanann Maguire, and really I'm just kind of talking about the Wayward Children series in general. Although everybody does get their turn in the spotlight, by and large, I love the supporting cast. The teachers at the school, the other students, the people that you interact with in all the worlds. It's just, the supporting cast makes or breaks these books for me for the most part, and I can't get enough of them. And the second prompt for Meg is name a book where a character's dreams or aspirations are very different than yours. I tried to come up with a story where one of the main characters wants to become kind of a homemaker, but couldn't come up with a title off the top of my head, so I went in the other direction. I went with Bloody Rose, and within that I went with Rose's character specifically because she has a huge chip on her shoulder from her father and has really struggled to get out from under his shadow and prove her own worth and gain her own glory. That book is by Nicholas Eames, by the way, and I highly recommend Kings of the Wild. Bloody Rose is the second book in the series, and although it's good, it's not as good as the first one. The first one for me is a 5-star read, so I recommend it. Now we're going to move to the third sister, third in age. I don't even know where she plays on the scale of my favorite characters in this series, Beth. Again, we're going to do the 2 prompts for her, the first of which, name a book in which the character deaths devastated you. The book I went with was actually I've already talked about on this list. I don't know if it's a rule that you can't duplicate them, but this book is on my mind because I read it recently, and that is The Book of Lost Names by Kristen Harmel. And I was already feeling emotional when I was listening to this at work. Thank goodness I was working alone, because man, did the tears fall when that death came around. The second prompt for Beth is name a genuinely good character that you just want good things for. And for me, I actually picked a read from a few months ago. It is The Girl with the Louding Voice by Abby Dare? I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce it. This was seriously an amazing book, you guys. I highly recommend it. You follow a girl who leaves her home to avoid marrying this man who's so many decades older than her and is a huge lech. But her story is just so inspirational and so impactful as she does her best to overcome these obstacles in her way and get what she wants, which is an education. And it's a heartbreaking and heartwarming story, and guys, it's a gooder. And now we'll move on to the fourth, final, and my least favorite sister, Amy. Her first prompt is name a book where you love the main character, but they are generally disliked or misunderstood. I had a really hard time coming up with one of those. The closest I really got that I could figure out easily was Mark Watney from The Martian. Some people love him and some people hate him. I fall into the love category. I really enjoyed his humor. I enjoyed the way he spoke and wrote in his log entries. And then my second prompt for Amy, my final prompt overall, is name a book with a ship that you typically enjoy and others dislike. And I'm going to go with Katniss and Peeta from the Hunger Games series. And please hear me out. I like them not necessarily for the romantic aspect, but what it means for Katniss choosing Peeta. And I think it's a very strong support for how she wants to live her life, how she wants to move forward, and the fact that she wants to recover from her trauma rather than run from it with more aggression. The fact that she made that choice struck a chord, and I enjoyed what it meant for her moving forward. And that's all I got for this book tag today. Again, the prompts are from This Story Ain't Over. Again, check out her channel, guys. Super worth it. And I will see you in the next video. And if you also want to participate in this tag, feel free to do so. Just as with every tag, always credit the creator down below in your comments or at the beginning of your video. And with that, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!